6,472, and it's at 7,9,466. You ever figure out where that come from?
Did not, but everything that I have run since that March said 790, so there's something that I can't remember that was given to me. Because, but I will tell you this, the sheriff's budget in 2011 and 12 was 798,601, and in 12-13 was 778,545. And in 2000, all that thing I've covered up. In 2011 and 12, on the payroll sheet, we showed 23 in the sheriff's department and 1 vacancy. And in 2012 and in 2013, we showed 22 and 1 vacancy. So the amount of deputies, or the amount of employees in the sheriff's department, is running about like what it's been running. So it's not like there's any extra people down there.
Yeah.
Actually, in 2011 and 12, there was more than what there is now. So
I believe his payroll currently is 761,761,475.
That's right. Kim has now on payroll for the people that are in there.
Yeah. And I think Mr. Holly talked to Sheriff Hobby, because yesterday we talked to him. And I think he's wanting to possibly add 1 deputy, which would make a total, I reckon, 24 in that department. Somebody in the sheriff's department, but yeah, just pick at the devil and he walks in.
Jim, question. All right. Let me understand. You want to move a jailer to a deputy position and hire a jailer? Was that correct?
I'm fixing to move one to a deputy position.
Right.
Send him to school. I'm going to send another jailer to school. But the other jailer's coming back into the jail. He'll be certified if he gets out of school. I've got 1 open position down there now. And I got 1 that I'm fixing. The jailer that's going to the road, that's where the other jailer's going, his spot. I'm not adding no new person at all. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, I misunderstood you. I thought you were wanting to move and hire a jailer.
I am hiring 2 jailers.
Right.
But they taking spots that's already there. I'm not adding no new people. I'm going to have the same amount of people that I've always had.
So the 2 you're moving out, you're just replacing them?
Right.
And the ones that's moving out, you put them in the sheriff's department?
Right.
Now you'll have what, 23 total in your department, in the sheriff's department? Will this increase it?
24.
So
You're
you're
25 counting me now. If I ain't mistaken.
well, I was just going by what Kim had turned in on payroll, but that was 23.
That's what we're now.
Yeah.
Deputy.
It was 23 on payroll count, and you still have what, 1 vacancy you want to.
I'm not adding no
Okay, you
deputy.
got two
Y'all
vacancies.
understand, I'm not adding nobody. I've got positions there. I'm just filling my positions. Y'all get to adding out of y'all's head right now.
Easy now. Easy now.
We're just trying to get it
I'm
right.
just trying to get fully staffed, is all I'm trying to do.
We're just trying to be sure that you're getting, you're getting what you need in your department to operate your department. And we just want to be sure that, there's no new positions, and you're saying that you've got 2 positions, down there that are vacant.
Right.
I mean, that's what we want to do, is we want to fund those, be sure that those 2 positions are funded.
I've got 1 deputy position on the road. I'm sending 2 jailers to school. 1 jailer, when he gets out of school, is going to go to the road. The other jailer's going to go back to the jail. He'll just be certified in the jail. That way, if I ever have an opening on the road, I got somebody I can slide in that slot. I'm having to fill the jail spot that's I'm putting on the road, and I've got 1 open jail spot down there now. That's what I've hired my 2 jailers for. I just hadn't moved John to the sheriff's office, and I got to do that, I got to him moved to the sheriff's office. That way we'll open that spot up in the jail. I normally don't do that until they graduate, because I can pay them $10 an hour while they're going to school, but I can $12.50 an hour.
And how's that going to, is the 766, 472 that's in that budget now? What was in?
That's in the current budget
Current
right
budget,
now, yes.
is that adequate money to cover all his people now? Or are we gonna have to make an
I
adjustment?
haven't looked at his budget on payroll, but I don't know. I'll have to look.
I'm just going by what Kim, what Kim turned in 761, so.
Does anybody have their May budget?
That's just fair.
Yeah, his May budget is showing a,
What does it show percentage for his, payroll?
95.
And the, drug squad, his total budget's 66.
My total budget, sheriff's office is 89.
Yeah, it's 89. 89 is what we
Jail
use,
is like 86, I think.
but under salary, you use 95.
Pretty good. Right here.
That's EMA.
That's like, go back.
Pretty good.
Sheriff's Department,
Yeah, with the salary and wages.
95%.
Okay. It's at 95%.
Yeah, it's on the 11th.
Okay, that's right, because another payroll had been run, so he's just about right on the money for payroll. Because that's, if that is one that I run to date, then that would be through the first payroll in June.
So this amount that's in there now would cover, hopefully, the 2 additional positions that's already there?
No,
Okay, so we're gonna
that
have,
money that, well, the 761 that Kim's figuring for you is just like what he's got in there right now.
Mhm.
And that has taken Rex Mundy out of there, who has been replaced by
That's in the
somebody
sheriff's
else.
office.
Huh?
That's in the sheriff's office.
Yeah. Oh, what was we talking about?
I thought we were going to jail.
Oh, I'm sorry.
the sheriff, still the sheriff.
The sheriff is the 761. That's what he's talking
Mhm,
about.
yes, 761, right. And his budget is 766. And we're gonna have to do some figuring there on making sure that.
You can't go down to 761.
No, we can't do that. I'm just gonna keep it.
If we leave it at 766, will that be enough?
I'm gonna have to go figure on how to go get what Kim's got. If he doesn't have any more people coming in, if he's just transferring people in and out, then yeah. Or somebody's quitting and he's transferring somebody in, but if there's another position, no.
Well, we got 790 on the last sheet that was printed out.
And I don't know if that was figured on one, I
766
wonder
to
if that was figured on
790.
one vacancy.
Apparently, so it's about $29,000 extra.
Everything that I have done since that budget shows 790 on now. And that's an odd figure, so it's just something I got from somewhere. And I don't know if it was because of a vacancy.
It's $23,994. That's the difference between 790 and
Yeah.
766.
And I'm just trying to find it
Would
yesterday.
that be your secretary position that wasn't budgeted?
No.
I ain't got one secretary down there in the sheriff's office.
That wasn't put in there. Secretary position was not put in there. Want one of these?
Did all of you have this sheet right here on May 31 of the over budget?
Oh, yeah.
If you look over it, the drug squad, the sheriff, and the jail is really in better shape than a lot of other
This thing that
departments.
Kim ran to me, named it
He's
yesterday.
better shape. I don't
It shows
understand.
761, I can check the administrative.
And I assume this,
So that's
this
what
is
we-
correct, it should be.
It's got 95.
That's not the position.
While y'all discuss what.
Would you hand that to the sheriff, please?
Huh?
Would you hand that to the sheriff?
Okay, while y'all discuss this, I'm gonna run something that excludes the last payroll of June.
Sheriff, is that all your positions?
Sheriff, you've got a
That's always
vacant,
working right now, yeah.
you've got a vacant position down there for a deputy.
I have got.
That's where you're moving John, right?
That's where I'm moving John.
That's right, yeah, got those slots right here.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15.
15.
Wait a minute. You got a vacant, another vacant position down there. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Not counting the sheriff. I mean, I don't understand why we're nitpicking his budget when we got people that's 97% as of May.
I'm just trying to get an understanding of what's in his budget and what he needs in his budget. One figure said he needs 766,000, one said he needs 790,000. He just didn't know which one to put in there.
Didn't we put 790,000 in there?
Excuse me?
Didn't we put $790,000 in there?
Yeah, but nobody know how it got in there.
Nobody knows how it got in there.
That's right.
Even Miss Laverne says she don't know how it got in there. I mean, I don't think it's very funny, Ms. Bose.
I do. But we nitpicking his budget when we got other budgets that need to be nitpicked.
Well, I think $30,000 is enough to nitpick if we don't know where it's coming from.
Okay, let's go back and nitpick the rest of it. I got you some figures
You
here.
know, the sheriff now.
Let me find them.
We on the sheriff's right now.
We'll have to go back and,
There's supposed to be 25 positions, counting my position. Since I've been on, that's what it is, 25. But there's supposed to be 25 positions.
Count you,
Counting.
and that's what Billy and I just counted off.
24 plus you make 25.
So on that sheet you got, that's 23, right?
Right now, I got 23 on this sheet. That's even counting police and secretary.
Okay, so you got Kanika down there, that's the extra position.
These are not in the sheriff's office. She's not budgeted through the sheriff's office. She's budgeted through the drug squad. That's a totally separate budget.
Well, it's a separate budget, if you only have 2 positions in the drug squad. So how did that position get done?
When I come to y'all last year, asked you to amend the budget, to hire a secretary, that's how it came.
We did not amend the budget. Remember you said you had enough money in that line item to hire the secretary. And our discussion was that yes, because you were afraid to hire on another position, so you had that extra money. But that particular position was not approved for funding, and at the end of the year, we would have to look at that position because the funding would be exhausted. So now that position is not funded, you only have two positions. So to say that that position is funded in the drug squad, it's not. Funds are not there for that.
That sheriff's office cannot run one secretary now.
I'm not arguing that, I'm just saying what the facts are. We just have to fix it, we have to fix it, I'm just saying what the facts are.
Okay, on the sheriff's department, he is going to be over budget $24,757 in payroll. Of course, the taxes will go right along with that at 10765. And the jail, he's good in the jail, he's at 96%. The drug squad, he's at 88%, but you have to keep in mind that Mike Harrelson was not in there at the beginning of the year. We only have jail.
Now, that $24,000, is that going to be over budget at the end of
this year,
In salaries.
and salaries for the sheriff's department.
and that totals again 24 what now?
That's gonna be 24,756.87.
Now that's for the 23 that he has in there right now, counting himself. Is that right, or is that counting 25?
Well, I don't know who's coming, who's gone, and what the salaries were, Mike, so it's hard to define.
Yeah.
It's just what has been spent in the sheriff's department on salaries.
We just want to be sure that, you know, he has the funding in there for his 25 positions. With 24 deputies, right? Plus your secretaries, or is it total 25 including you?
25 all secretaries and everything.
That includes you too,
I
right?
mean, including me, right?
Those two deputies, they would be funded at $30,007.44, is that correct? That's what I have on my budget page.
30,744 counting insurance and everything.
So, Mr. Chairman, for the new budget, he's gonna have to have that 790. If he's got another position right now in his budget, he doesn't allow for another position at 766,000.
If he adds $60,014 into that, it's gonna put it at $850,000. If I didn't push my budget wrong. That sounds awful wrong. So,
But you said it right, but you wasn't adding anybody.
I'm not in.
That's what he's trying to tell us, is he's not.
well, I understand that, Mr. Hall, but what I'm saying is that the way it is right now, at the 766, it would only fund the 23 people that he has in his department right now. We didn't add it would take $826,000 to
See, right now,
to
I'm
fund
on
the other two
position, I got one
positions.
position open in the sheriff's office. That's not on this list. That's Rex Monday was in, and he resigned. I'm sending John to school to fill his spot. So right now, it's not on this list right here. But it's there, it's been there the whole time. So,
I'm just going by what the payroll is. I'm trying to get this money in there where you got your money. I mean, that's all we're trying to do.
So we would have to have the $790,466 in order to fund that extra position.
Sir?
I'm just saying you would have to have the 790 in order to fund that position that you say you have. The 766 that's allocated in here will not give you monies to fund another position. So we'll have to go to the 790.
In fact, it takes 796, 480 to completely fund that other position that you're talking about, that 24th deputy position. So we would be about $6,000 short. If I figured right. If I figured right.
7 months.
I got 796, 479.
797 is rounded up.
Yeah. And I didn't.
797.
Even. Yeah, because at the end of this year, he's gonna be at 791, 229.
So we're gonna have to fund a little bit extra money in there for that position.
797 plus taxes, okay.
Now, this figure that I pulled is 30,744. It has the taxes already figured in it. It does not have, if the deputy wants insurance, that's not figured in there.
But Chairman, you're basically saying 6,000 more.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
what I thought I could,
Yeah.
we need to utilize these speakers here. I'm sure the people out there would like to all hear and know what we're saying and going on. But, in y'all's calculation, you're saying that, we're looking at roughly $6,000 short of funding the, 25 positions versus 23 positions. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, I believe. It may be a few dollars off once
Yes.
she gets her numbers correct in there. Because we are coming up a little short on this, and we want to be sure that he's got the funding in there for all of those positions.
Of course, I'd like to say for the record, he's certainly not adding any position because it's clear right here that he's supposed to have 25 positions. In other words, he has that many. He just, they're not all filled
Right.
at this time.
Right.
I don't want people to think that the sheriff's coming up here and asking for more positions because he's not. And I don't understand how we miss, when we're going over all the budget, that amount of money in there. I mean, the 6,000, give or take a few dollars, whatever, to fund the full positions, because we certainly haven't said anything about cutting any positions.
Are you working on that now, Mr. Laverne?
Yes, trying to get a figure on it.
Okay.
The new salary at 797, and then the taxes on that is 60971. Oh, I gotta figure out the tax, excuse me.
What's your taxes?
Just a second, that's what I'm figuring, Miss Betty. I didn't put overtime in with it for taxes, so I gotta figure that.
Of course, one of the things that concern me, if we don't fill these positions,
60.
it's gonna automatically bring on more overtime. And
Taxes will be
when we-
62,597 on $797,000.
62,597.
Yes, ma'am. On the 797 plus the overtime figure of 21,250.
What's the grand total on the budget?
I don't know how to figure that out yet. $367,441.
Everybody satisfied with those figures?
We need to look at the other equipment.
What?
Other equipment,
The sheriff's department?
yeah.
Mr. Chairman, in the other equipment, where you had $72,000, $22,500 was used for equipment on the cars that already been purchased. So at minimum, 22.5 should come out of that line item.
Do what now?
The equipment figure for 2014 was carried over. That figure during that year, 22,500, was used for the equipment on the new cars or the new trucks. Because that has been done, that figure don't need to be carried over into a new budget because it's already been used.
According to.
Is that correct, Sheriff?
That's what it cost me to quit them 5 trucks down there. If we get any more vehicles this year, which I mean, I think y'all cut all the vehicles out of the budget, but I'd have to have that to equip the other ones, or somewhat of that, anyway. That's less the radios, because I use the radios.
Sheriff, if I understand it right, the lease on the 5 vehicles is what, $8,000 a unit, is that right?
It's 38,000.
Yeah, that's right, 7,800 a unit, about 38, well, it adds up about 38,000.
I'm gonna tell you, that's a deal and a half at that price. With that many units out on the kind of roads that they travel here in Worth County for 1 year's use. It certainly is. If I could get in on that, I'd have me 1 or 2 on the top. But I can't.
Well, what you gonna do to repair and maintenance of the vehicle, since these vehicles are so old, and he's just spent over $4,000 on one vehicle?
Just got
And you got 21,250 in there. You ain't near about got enough money for repairs and maintenance.
Sure, that's what you guys agreed on the last time, 21,250.
Yeah, but we thought that we were getting,
No, we didn't.
well, we did, we got 5 new vehicles last year.
Yes, we
Yeah,
did.
he's got a total of 8 new vehicles in the last year and a half.
You got 4 components on the vehicle, you
Talking about 3,
could,
they're talking about 8 now, 3 of them come off the Fed's budget.
Yeah,
Still
it was
8.
2020.
3 and 5 still make 8.
But I got 30 in my fleet.
Mhm.
And the newest from there is 2011, but I think it's got 89,000 miles on it. The rest of them's over 100.
Well, if we take the 22.5 out, that leaves 49.5. We need to move part of that 49.5 up to the repair and maintenance of vehicles. And leave the, would you say that breathalyzer thing was $10,000 thereabouts?
9,500 probably.
Somewhere along the ground.
Make sure that money stays in other equipment, because you need that, right?
Yeah, we will have that. That's an install.
Yeah.
We also gonna need that 38,000, Mr. Chairman, to go in the new year. The 38,000 has to go into the new year as well.
But that's already figured somewhere in here under,
No, I don't think so.
talking about the
What,
lease.
for
The lease?
lease?
Oh, yeah,
It's
for
under
the-
our
Yeah,
lease.
it's in,
Okay, yes, a lot of the truck.
it's in there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in there, the lease is in there. How much you figure you're gonna need in repair and maintenance? Just guess, 21.5, how much, 30,000?
Well, that'd be an average of about $1,000 on the rear end in Crown Vics. Put $1,000 in Lenny's car for a new computer. So then get another one the other day, I put 2,500 in. So, like I say, they ain't getting no less miles on. You got some probably have to have some motors in them, so you're looking about $3,500, $4,000 for that. And you got 3 down there with transmission system now. I ain't put a transmission in them, you're looking at probably another 1,000 or so. Got an expedition down there that the motor at the end is sleeping in it. So we're gonna have to, he has to sit there and crank it up and let it run for probably 5-10 minutes, let the oil circulate before he can even pull off. Probably looking about, I don't know what the transmissions are on them, probably looking about 2,500 for the house.
On expedition,
Yeah.
lucky if you get it, like,
I got 29 cars in my fleet. I got 8 that's under warranty. The rest of them, the county's warranty and them. So what, take that 21 cars. So then you gotta change the oil every 3,000 miles just to keep them up so that maybe you won't tear something up on them. And that's $40 changing. And that's about once a month, so you said that was 29 times 40 for 12 months. And then the repairs on them, I mean, you got to, on top of the service.
Mr. Chairman, suggestion,
Yes.
if we take the 22.5 out, allow him to have the breathalyzer at 95. Put a year rental in there for one automobile at 8,000. Put the rest in repair and maintenance. And we won't end up changing the value of that line item.
I still don't understand why we're sitting here handpicking the sheriff's department when we already said a budget here, and we found out that there's $7,000 difference that we need to add to his budget. I don't know why we're sitting here handpicking his budget. I mean, if we're gonna do this, we need to go through all of it.
Because Ms. Posner, there's amounts of money in this other equipment that was used in this current year's budget that's not going to be used in next year's budget.
You don't know that, Mike. You do not know what's gonna come up in the future. You do not know. And we agreed on his budget So why are we sitting here handpicking? I mean, let's go through all of them and handpick them. And maybe we can save about $2 or $3 million. This ain't nothing but a vendetta against the sheriff's department because he hired Kanifa down there. It was this same mess last year. That's all it is. It's a vendetta. That we're gonna handpick the sheriff.
Mr. Chairman, Ms. Bozel know why we're doing it to her. And the accusation she's making is totally a big lie.
Well, it is not a lie.
As far as I'm concerned, we're trying to
If you meet me outside, you won't call me a liar at this table anymore.
Well, stop telling the lies then.
I'm not telling a lie.
You know we're not going over this budget because the sheriff hired somebody in the business.
Oh, yes, we are too. We're sitting here going over this
Mr.
budget.
Chairman,
All right, yes,
if we may just call a point of order, I think we kind of got a little off topic.
yes, ma'am. I was fixing to tap my gavel. The discussion is totally out of line, and we're not up here to argue about what did or did not happen.
Why are we Mr. Chairman, why are we handpicking
Nobody's
his budget?
handpicking his budget, Ms. Bozeman.
What do you call it?
Well, number one, on the salary line, he was short money. We
Yeah,
adjusted that budget.
$7,000, we're adjusting that. I
We're
understand
adjusting
that.
that. In the other equipment, he used $22,500 in this budget this year. We can use the $22,000 somewhere else or take it out. I mean, you know, he needs it in equipment, repair and maintenance, possible. Need one new vehicle, possible. Well, Ms. Bozeman, you're free to leave anytime you want to.
Mr. Chairman, let me tell you something. I have as much right at this table as you do.
That's
Probably
right.
more. My vote counts, and you vote when it don't count.
Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way.
And it's not a matter of what I feel. It's a matter of the law.
Okay, folks, what we gonna do on this?
We have a situation here, no one can tell you on repairs and maintenance. Every vehicle may run without any problem. Tomorrow, 3 or 4 of them could go out, nobody knows. That's a shot in the dark or a guess from up above or whatever. But we could switch from that over to the other and take that chance. And then if something did go bad wrong in that, you just have to run in arrears. You know, we can't help what happens to the vehicles that the people are out here patrolling the roads and all on. They could run without any problems, they could run with problems. So, I mean, we just need to make a decision. I get so tired just sitting here going over and over and over, and we never make no decision on what we're gonna do. I mean, it's one or the other, whatever we want to put it under, or how we want to cover it, and make it all balance and work out. I mean,
That's the only thing I was trying to do, Mr. McDonald, is try to assign the monies to a line item so that it's in the favor of the sheriff. It's not taking anything away from the sheriff. So he know how to manage his budget.
I think I can hold it.
So we're gonna add salary and wages on the sheriff, we're going up to $797,000. Payroll tax will go up to $62,597, right?
excuse me.
Since the discussion is on the other equipment, what do y'all want to do with other equipment? Y'all want to leave it like it is? Take the 22.5 out of it? Give him the extra money on salaries? And end this thing and approve the budget?
Mr. Chairman, let me tell you how simple this would be. We know that his salary budget is wrong. It needs to be a $797,000. And y'all saying that his other equipment is wrong. Why don't you take the $7,000 out of the other equipment, put it in salaries, and let's move on and this budget doesn't change.
what I was trying to say. You might have made it sound a little clearer. I mean,
No hurry, here I come.
Make his other equipment $65,000.
I've been geared fast all my life, and I just can't.
Ain't nothing wrong with running your mouth, you think?
That's one discussion that Mr. Gaines and I had last night about this, and I made the suggestion that we do exactly that. I was thinking that it would be more than 7, but if 7 would do it, then that's fine. But that's the exact discussion that he and I had last night, and the suggestion that I made.
If we can move the money of his payroll taxes, we can move it out of this salary line item here.
Salary
You know,
after
this-
taxes removed, take that budget out of other equipment.
Yeah.
Right.
Would that work, Jeff?
Take that money out of there and make
Now you're
that,
through
those
with
2
it.
line items balance.
You take $10,000 out, move the salary and wages and the taxes, and that'll leave me, $12,000 in it with the other.
You leave you 62,000.
62,000.
2,000. You can make that work.
So you don't want to designate that, you just want to leave it in there to use at your discretion.
You don't want to move any of that up to your repair and maintenance. You want to leave it all right in that line item on the other equipment.
My repair and maintenance, what's in the repair and maintenance?
21.5,
21.5.
yeah. You got 65,000 left in there.
Probably need to move that up to probably at least 25,000. I'm not getting a new car.
You need one there, they got it extra, if you need one to look at.
That's all right.
You think 25 is going to be enough, because you got some in there, we can move it to 30. It needs to. I'd rather put more in, I'd rather put too much in there than not have enough.
We can put it in there and run it. We'll just have to see where we at, when we get there. That's all I see.
Something everybody.
So you don't see taking 8,000 of that and getting an extra truck beneficial versus repair and maintenance? Yeah, you don't make that much of a difference, that's what you're saying.
Make it your thing. I mean, we can take 8,000 and put it up there and I'll move the trucks.
That's your decision. Just a suggestion.
If you want to increase your repair and maintenance to 30,000, take it all out of other equipment, that'll leave you balance, where it was at the beginning. Don't have to use add any extra money.
Y'all just changed, Mr. Chairman, y'all just changing line items here. And what he needs to do, and we just voted on this, that there'll be no more changing during a budget year on line items. Is that if he runs over in there, then we got a better picture next year when we start to do budget. And we need to take it, to balance his budget with an increase. Take it out of other equipment, put it in salaries and the payroll taxes, and his budget will remain at the same thing it already is.
That's correct, and we're gonna move some more money out of this other equipment up to the repair and maintenance of vehicles to $30,000. And the budget would not change, we're just adjusting those 3 line items. Would that make it work all right?
We've got 21,250 in repair and maintenance of other equipment. It's then under the,
Other equipment, you got $62,000.
right, so we got a lot more under other equipment.
apparent than other
We
ones.
only pulling a little over $7,000 out, from the 72,000,
We got to put payroll taxes in there.
so didn't add taxes to it, we'd still be leaving, over 60,000. Let's see that.
So we've been moving $15,784 out of that other equipment line item.
You are moving repair, maintain equipment to 30,000.
And then the balance would go into salaries and payroll taxes.
I already got that done.
Okay. And that would leave $56,216 in that other equipment line. 56,216. That will not change his
How
budget.
much did you say we're moving out, 15,784?
Yeah, I believe that is, yeah. That leaves his budget at $1,360,470.
407.
407, excuse me.
What now?
$1,360,407.
Right, the total doesn't change.
No, it does not change, that leaves his budget at that. Sheriff didn't lose anything, it just got moved around.
Yeah, his budget months. We need to go to the drug squad.
Okay, he's got 2 positions in there, right?
Let me explain something to y'all about this right here. This $65,388 is the last budget figure that was done before the new sheriff came on, which was Jeff Hobby. We did half a budget that year on the drug squad because we didn't know what he was going to do. So this figure's not right.
We actually cut.
We took half the
We
budget.
cut the drug squad one half, and I'll go ahead and say it, it's true. Part of the reason because we hadn't had any major drug busts, we couldn't.
The old drug squad, under Freddie, just before I come in, when they couldn't had 3 positions, had 3 investigators. Had Jerry Walter, not Jerry Walter, had, Gene Jones, had Andy Hamilton, had, Tommy Adams. Yeah, that's correct.
And when we made that cut, we said if it picked up in drug bust, then we were willing to go back and add money back into that.
That is
But
correct.
we had gone for several years and apparently there wasn't any drugs in Worth County. Nobody had found it. I mean, that's, tell it like it is, that's the truth.
Since January this year, we made 44 felony drug arrests.
And I think y'all been reading the paper, I hope you have been lately, it's several weeks.
Right now, we got another 18 that
We're
we're
in there, but more or less it's being made.
and we got two more again. Yesterday, that's Mississippi 20 that we're working on right now.
Okay, based on the current salaries that you have for Mike Harrison and Jill, theirs is 33,608.33, and that totals $67,216. And the budget is 65,388. So you're gonna come up $2 short there.
Shall we give it up, Shields, again?
I came up with $67,216 or $217 on those two line items, Harrelson and Jill Mary. And it's in the budget was 65,388.
Payroll shows that each one of them is at 31,220,
Right.
which would be 62,440.
And then your FICA taxes of 23,88.33.
Okay, I'm just looking at the salaries.
Okay. But that total was 67,217.
Payroll also shows that there's 22,280 for a clerk's position, which would take that salary out of 85,320. If you can afford that position.
Looks like everything else, you know where we can get the money from.
It brings in money to the county. Over five.
Anybody has suggestions?
In 2010, 2011, the drug squad's budget was $165,334.
What year was that?
2010, 2011.
Why was it cut? Why was it cut so tremendously?
I explained it to you a while ago.
Because,
2012, because we had a change of command, and the board did not put half of his budget in, or a little bit more than half, because we didn't know what his procedure was going to be on the drug squad. So we funded it for half a year through Sheriff Tompkins.
See, when I come up here and ask for the rest of the money, y'all just told me they're running arrears until the next budget year.
Exactly.
And the money was never put back.
And the budget was also over $820,000, right, the total budget.
Yep. That's
Prior
fact.
to that, the drug squad always had 3 people.
Yeah, we always had 3 people and nothing done. Now we got 3 people and it's not getting done, we don't want funds.
So what you're saying, Ms. Bozeman, is that we ought to put in,
We need to take him back to at least where 2010 was. At 165,334.
That is if we expect to have a decent run drug squad.
Exactly.
Because when you take what we had and you cut it 50% and you don't put it back, in other words, you have really taken a major chop out of it as far as it trying to be effective.
His salary and wages in 2010 was $90,917.
well, I asked the board again what you want to do.
My suggestion is put it back where we was at, 2010. Means we got to add $62,000.
Where's it gonna come from?
Same place all this other's coming from, I guess.
And that being where?
From the properties.
Okay, all right. May I have the floor for a moment,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman? Sure. You asked me a while ago, did I have a comment? I've been really quiet to a lot of these meetings. I come in this thing at really for myself, a very unopportune time. A lot has come on me in a short period. There's a lot that I understand, but there's also a lot that I don't understand. But I do understand one thing, that I have never in my life been a part of anything like I'm a part of right now. There's times that I'm totally embarrassed to even sit where I'm sitting. Because I didn't take this position lightly. I've given this everything that I've got. And I'm going to continue to give it every effort that I've got. We started on this thing going line by line by line. And we decided that we were getting nowhere because we were continuing to increase. Then we began to decrease. Well, the increase was not correct, decrease is not correct. And if you look at what you have in front of you, it clearly states why we're in the shape that we're in. It clearly states why the drug squad budget is $113,000 and not $165,000 currently. This has nothing to do with anybody personally. This has something to do with the reason we're in is because money is not there because of some past decisions that have been made. I'm not calling names, and I'm not gonna start calling names. But numbers tell the truth. They always will tell the truth if they're correct. If you look at 2007 through 2014 in line 1 of that sheet that I handed you, you'll see the revenues. And yes, taxes were lowered in 2009. And yes, there was an adjustment made in the budget of $820,000. But then there had to be money borrowed to cover the decrease in revenues. And by 2012, it was 162,000 in excess. 2013 was 775 in excess. My prediction is in 2014 that number will be a minimum of 740, minimum. It's going to be more like somewhere around 800. Well, Ms. Bozen and I had a discussion last night. We were talking about numbers, and she questioned me about the 300,000 that we were out, and that instead of 2.25 meals, that maybe 1 meal would do it. Well, the figure that we have is figured with the 2.25 meal increase. The thing that's killing this county right now is this cash carry forward number that is being put into this line item. That's a figure that is not intended for use. That is reserve money. And when you put money in a budget that you don't intend to use, that's wrong. Because when you put $830,000 in a budget and handed it to your departments and says, okay, you've got 9.447 million to use. That's what they intend, that's what they think that they can use. But yet when you say, all right, we got 830 that we're not going to use, you come up 740,000 short. 740,000 short. Now, we borrowed $1.5 million. We have 8.7 actual revenue, and if these numbers are correct, that only gives us, you take $1.5 million out of 8.7. Where does that put you? These numbers don't lie. So if we continue on the path that we're going, yeah, I would love to see every department get everything they want. I would. But we need to leave this alone today. We need to settle, we need to finalize this budget where we've got it, with what we've talked about, and move on. Now, if some were higher than others, then so be it. We've made a mistake. All right, but we can't keep adding to, because if we don't intend to use the cash, the reserve money, it's still not going to be right. But I want to be a part of a county that's moving forward, and as long as we as a board continue to be in disaccord, this whole county's going to be in disaccord. When the departments see us at odds and see us in confusion, it trickles down to the whole county. We can't carry on with this confusion. Yes, we may disagree, but we've got to come together somehow. I don't know how it's going to be, but there's just been, this has been a circus for a while. And I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. I got 4.5 years to be here, and I don't want, at the end of the 4 years, if I don't get re-elected, I don't want to be sitting here 4 years from now going through the same thing we're going through today. Now, I love each and every one of you, and I'll do everything I can to help you. But we've got to come together. Y'all see the numbers, and that's what we got to work with. Thank you.
Mr. Hall.
Mr. Chairman, can I respond to Mr. Hall? Mr. Hall, I don't have a problem with what we've already said here and done. I don't have a problem. But I have a problem that we come in here this morning and we start changing this and changing that and changing this, when our total is going to be the same at the end. I mean, I don't understand this. We've never done this before, except last year. I mean, you know, we should be in our last vote of year today for this budget. And we ain't even started.
Anybody else got a comment?
Yes, sir, I'd like to make a comment. I certainly appreciate Mr. Hall's comment. I think any of us that are here for the right reason and cause would have to be pretty much in agreement with what he said. First of all, we've got to learn to work together before we can do anything for this county or anyone else. My position has always been and will always be, I'm here for the good of Worth County and the people of Worth County. I do stand strong on what's fair, what's right, and what should be done and what should not be done. And somehow, in some way, we have got this board. We need to go back in a room back there and sit down, I think, and talk among one another until we can come out and find out why that we can't work more in agreement with one another and be on the same page about what goes on and what happens up here, that we can start moving forward and doing something. I mean, we have come to meetings this last 2 and 2.5 hours, and 5 or 10 minutes you could have taken care of every bit of business that we were able to take care of. And that's not good. I mean, we should be organized enough, our paperwork in place, everything on plan, that we all know exactly what we're here for this meeting. And we all review it, go over it, have it in our mind. And we come here at this table and we sit down and vote. And if the majority of them vote on something that I don't, I assure you, I'm not gonna get mad and hold it against anyone. I don't care what you're in. I've been in a farming partnership since 1973. Things have never been my way, but we made it work and we moved on. That's just like any marriage anyone's ever been in. Is all marriages perfect? I'd say no. But if you want to, you can work it out and you can make it work and you can move on. Let's don't have personal feelings and vendettas and anger and bitterness toward one another because someone votes a different way from someone else or someone thinks a different way than someone else. Let's put our thoughts and efforts together. And I'll be honest with you, I think we're lacking in good communication of this board. And Mr. Chairman, I'm going to address this to you. I've served in your seat for 8 years, and part of the chairman's responsibility is to try to bring unity and harmony to this board and to work with all commissioners and back and forth and all. And I don't mean no harm in saying that. I'm just stating some things that I see and that I know that's happening and going on. It's really no pleasure or whatsoever to have to come to the meetings that we've been coming to. If we care enough in our heart to run for office and get elected, we should enjoy what we're doing up here and doing good things for people and making good things happen for this county and all the people. Thank you. I could go on, but I'll stop there.
Thank you, Ms. Pittman. That is one thing I agree with Mr. Howell and Ms. Bozeman and Mr. McDonald, but unity does need to come to this board. Okay, as we move forward, we need to approve the changes in this budget to move forward. Is there a motion to approve the budget with those few changes?
I make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we approve the budget with the changes that's made on today.
Okay, do we have a second?
All right, what's that figure?
Negative change.
Okay, we left it there.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That needs to be in the motion.
All right.
That need to be in the motion.
It'll be detailed.
Okay, the motion should be that the budget will be approved at the amount of $10,041,792. $655.
460.
466, I don't know why I keep saying that, 465, with those line item changes in the sheriff's department to make adjustments for salaries.
Make no difference in the overall.
Right, did not make any difference in our overall budget, we just adjusted the salary line so that it would include all of the deputies that are currently on, and the vacancies that's in his office right now, and to cover for the additional payroll, plus we moved monies to the repair and maintenance of vehicles, changed that from $21,250 to $30,000. Right, okay. Okay.
With those changes noted, Mr. Chairman, that is included in my motion.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ma'am? Okay, that's 5 of them. Unity, folks, that's what we got. Okay, if there's nothing else, that's all
Hey,
that.
The June 13 minutes will have to be changed when we get to the proper time. Because of the motion that I made, this figure is different from that in those 13 minutes, so we need to make note of that at the next meeting, that would need to be corrected.
I believe it was 10
Because
million.
it was 10,042,070.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, just for clarity, I think the minutes still need to reflect whatever was done at that meeting, and then these minutes will just revise that action.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I just didn't want that to go undone.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's nothing else, I recommend adjournment. We have a motion.
So moved.
Okay, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?